Greetings and peace to everyone. Welcome to the virtual stage of the 26th National Crime Prevention Week. I welcome to the virtual stage of the
iPad na din sa tabi. Life increases against violence, and the Federation of Philippine Churches
Prevention programs, budgets, and activities. To extend the technology and virtual platforms have expanded as it is hard to talk to the camera, as you could not see reactions of people who are talking then. But we have to study and learn, so we can adjust and cope with the challenging situation. Even if the audience was working, we have the government of Serbia expanded and found public service. Kapag naman 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 sa example, ang sa prevention is one of the factors. There are some elements that we need to learn in order to protect ourselves, those to compare, learn from crime, and prevent planning infections. We have to make sure that we're taking care of hygiene and hand washing. We should arm ourselves with the necessary protection and surgical masks.
On top of that, we should properly dispose of them. We cannot just throw them anywhere. Because as we take care of ourselves, we also protect our community as well as the environment. We make sure that we do not spread the virus to the members of our household and our community. By doing so, we help the government in this fight against the COVID-19. Hindi ba mas mabuti na maging OA tayo sa pagprotekta sa sarili natin at sa ating komunidad kesa madapuan tayo ng virus na hindi naman natin alam kung ano ang magiging epekto sa atin? I know that we Filipinos are brilliant in coping with this pandemic. Parang kahit anong mangyari, nakakahanap pa rin tayo ng paraan upang makaraos at malumpasan ang mga pagsubok. And we do so creatively. Online businesses are thriving and online sellers continue to grow. Karamihan pagkain. Mabuti na lang, napakasarap magluto ng mga Pilipino. We also have beautifully designed, locally made cloth masks. I think by patronizing locally made products, we help the economy remain afloat. Yes, the pandemic has drastically changed our way of living. The things we have somehow taken for granted are now luxuries that we cannot afford to risk doing. No more physical gatherings, no more one with a cordial beso or a respectful handshake or mano. But we find it so that we can continue to relate with others. We continue to work and believe that this too shall pass. That is why the National Police Commission would like to thank the members of the NCPW Technical Working Committee for religiously attending since June. We acknowledge the help of IOG, the DepEd, the PNP, the BIA, NY, the CHED, the EA, PIS-11, the business, youth directors, and victims groups. Activities being spearheaded by the NCPW Technical Working Committee includes the community and service-oriented policing, video compilation, the NCW Laban sa COVID-19 TikTok Dance Challenge, production of publicity and infomercials on crime prevention for school modules, and design and production of crime information, education, communication materials for social media. Finally, we are also conducting a series of webinar on crime prevention awareness. Dito tayo Krimen program. Criminal justice in the CSOP system. This is a continuing project of the Commission in coordination with the DepEd, the CHED, DDB, the DEA, and DILG 911. The culminating activity to be held virtually on September 7. We are partnered both from the government and non-government sectors, our regional counterparts, regional directors from the DILG, NAPOCOM, and PNG, representatives of the POCs. We welcome you all to take part in the 26th NCPW observance. Let us continue working together to fight COVID-19. Let us lessen the conditions and risks on crime brought about by our current health crisis. Ating komunidad ay pangalagaan ng pandemya at krimen ay maiwasan. Isang ligtas na pagdiriwang sa ating lahat. Magandang umaga po.
Maraming salamat po, Commissioner Sen. Salamat din po sa mga suhestyon at mga patnubay na lagi mong handang ibigay sa amin. This sky will continue to acknowledge more attendance. We also have with us from the Bicol region, Director Joseph Martin Gil, Attorney Louis Torres, Ms. Danica Caballero, and Ma'am Desiree Papia. From Region 6, we have Director Joseph Vaselis. From Region 7, we have Director Jose Concepcion Jr. Together with Police Lieutenant Colonel Reggie Real and DILG Representative Leocadio Trovela. From Region 8, we have Director John G. Reyes, Mama Tia Luz Abarca, Police Lieutenant Colonel Maria Belia Rentuaya, Mr. Adrian Thomas Colasito. From Region 9, we have Director Benjamin D. A. Sorrentino, Attorney Sherry C. Ricososa, ARD, Attorney Pablito Abad. And from Region 10, we have Police Lieutenant Colonel Elias Campa. Thank you.
Good morning. Today we are observing the National Crime Prevention Week.
Thank you, guys. Participants, invite you to listen to the POE program to assess COVID-19 and watch the fitness team of the PNP as they demonstrate through dance the things we need to do to prevent the spread of the virus.
Ito po ay kick-off
Put your hands
ceremony ng
together
National
for the
Crime Prevention Week
NCRPO fitness
headed
team
by the
with the
National
special
Police Commission.
participation of NAPOLCOM Crime Prevention Mascot, Bantay.
Panatiling malinis ang ating katawan. Resistensya natin ay dapat sama-sama, tulong-tulong, ating labanan ng COVID-19. Kaya natin to, wag lang natakot, kung sama-sama ay walang problema. Palagi ang maghugas ng mga kamay, gamit ang sabon at malinis na tubig. Sama-sama, tulong-tulong, ating labanan ang COVID-19. Kaya natin to, huwag lang matakot. Kung sama-sama ay walang problema. Sabay-sabay tayo tumisan, ka maawa, umuubo at babalik, titig at ilong, iyong tapat. Sama-sama, tulong-tulong, ating labanan ng COVID-19. Kaya natin to, wag lang matakot. Sama-sama ay walang problema. Labanan ng COVID, kaya natin to.
Anong pakain mo? Dati meron salamat NCRPO at Bantay. Para po sa ating kaalaman, mayroon po tayong 29 na entries sa ating dance challenge. Bukod po dito, ang mga kalahok sa special category para sa mga taga-Napolcom. Kasalukuyan pong ongoing ang public voting sa Facebook page po ni Bantay. We now proceed to the much-awaited part of the ceremony, the message of our guest of honor and speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome with delight Attorney Rogelio T. Casurao, Napolcom Vice Chairman and Executive Officer.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. My fellow commissioners, Jun Serapio, Ken Brosas, and Judge, Attorney, Fiscal, Job Manhente. The Chief PNP, although outgoing already, in Medina, Napolcom Regional Directors, Staff Service Chiefs, PNP Regional Directors, and members of the NCPW Technical Working Committee from the DILG, DepEd, NYC, PIA, PNP, PIDEA, DILG Emergency 911, and PPSC, as well as our NGO partners, the Foundation for Crime Prevention, Life in Jesus Evangelistic Mission Church, International, Crusade Against Violence, and the Federation of Filipino Chinese Chamber of Commerce and Industry. A pleasant good morning. Nobody could have imagined this to happen. We were all stunned, dumbfounded, and caught unprepared. The coronavirus or COVID-19 pandemic is the defining global health crisis of our time. Since its emergence in China late last year, the virus has spread to every continent except Antarctica. According to the United Nations Development Program, the pandemic is much more than a health crisis. It's also an unprecedented socio-economic crisis. It has the potential to create devastating social, economic, and political effects that will leave deep and long-standing scars. The global pandemic has forced governments to act precipitously. In the Philippines, the COVID-19 outbreak prompted authorities, more specifically, Interagency Task Force on Infectious Diseases, to impose measures to prevent the spread of the deadly virus, which included declaring areas under community quarantine, lockdowns, and enforcing travel restrictions. Citizens are ordered to follow social distancing guidelines, use personal protective clothing like masks and face shields, while children and the elderly are advised to stay at home. Following this, many believe that crime rates would have declined as technically there would be fewer people out of the streets. According to the Philippine National Police, this is true. Statistics on crimes dipped sharply, registering a 49% decrease during the last 5 months of the community quarantine. According to the Joint Task Force COVID Shield, the 25,000 criminal activities registered from October 19 to March 16, 2019 was reduced to 12,847, covering the period March 17 to August 13. This is good news, however. The PNP is continuing to observe and monitor the shift of crime. Incidences from common street crimes to cyber crimes, domestic abuse, counterfeit goods, and fraud. High frequency of violations were also recorded on the drug abuse, resistance and disobedience to a person in authority, non-reporting of COVID-19 cases, and incidences of public health concerns. As for its effect to the Philippine economy, the Central Bank of the Philippines noted that the outbreak could have a major impact. Ruben Carlos Asuncion, chief economist for Union Bank of the Philippines, noted that COVID-19 would cost the Philippine economy $600 million or 0.8% of economic growth if it lasts for 6 months, as quoted by CNN. While industries have been affected, some bear the brunt of the downturn much more than others, like tourism, transportation, food, garments, retail, and entertainment. Because of the restrictions, the economic opportunities for people to earn has lessened. People became anxious, worried, and restless. These high levels of stress may lead individuals to violate laws. The conditions brought about by the pandemic has increased the risk for criminal activity. So more than ever, we need to focus public attention to mitigating both the spread of the virus and preventing crime. What then do we need to do for the 26th National Crime Prevention Week? I think we need to focus on three things. One, we need to generate community awareness and appreciation of importance and value of crime prevention, especially during the time of pandemic. Educating the public is one of the most important strategies. People who know what actions they can take to reduce the risk of infection and avoid being victims of crime are the ones that can enhance neighborhood safety and become the core of a community. By reminding people that the problem exists and showing them how they can address the problem, we enable them to take action. We need to implement a good public information, education, and communication program and convey prevention information to our target audience, especially the vulnerable groups like the elderly, students, youth, children, and pregnant women. We should note that the restrictive measures can disproportionately affect the rights of certain specific populations. Some women and children are trapped at home with their abuser. Locally stranded individuals who are confined to overcrowded spaces and or undocumented cannot access health or social services or can avail of social amelioration and benefits. Online consumers are exposed to phishing, fraudulent transactions, and identity theft. Students became Students become victims of shaming, bashing, and cyberbullying. We need to draw public attention to these emerging populations at risk during this crisis. We must foster interest and participation of the general public in reducing conditions of crimes to happen. Two, and mitigate conditions that may lead to violence to work from home to reduce the spread of the virus. To act immediately. Ngayong taon, magandang umaga.
Today we are observing the opening ceremony of the National Crime Prevention Week. And this is the kick-off ceremony of the National Crime Prevention Week, spearheaded by the National Police Commission, the Department of Interior and Local Government, the Philippine National Police, and other partners agency.
With a nationwide simultaneous blowing of whistle to signal the start of this year's
Atin pong nasasaksihan ang sabay-sabay na pag-ihip ng kanilang mga silbato or whistle blowing that signals the start of the National Crime Prevention Week on this September 2020.
Pangalagaan ng Krimen, Pandemya ay
Yan po ang sabay-sabay na pagpito bilang hudyat ng pagsisimula ng National Crime Prevention Week.
Salamat po kami sa NCPWC Secretariat ng PCCS, sa lahat ng mga tumulong sa ating PRS, PICA, tapos sa PICA, kaya pinag-members ng PICA. My members, the contracts of workers in a simple local government. Small party, basic, the one is standard, safer, better, better, Makameron sa ating at lagi sa tao.
Good morning. Bless. Excellent, sir. Oh, yes. Live ko yun sa Life in Jesus radio program.
While waiting po, Baguio Saving po may webinar din ang Baguio Saving. Sabay-sabay. That's why natin po ang Baguio ngayon.
R12. Oh, harap. Hindi pakita video ko. Bakit gano'n? Okay, dyan ho nagtatapos ang kick-off ceremony ng National Crime Prevention Week. But this is a long celebration, week celebration.